Hello and welcome to Ranked Up. This is Noah, and here's a list of our favourite horror games that you must play. So, horror games bring a special kind of excitement, a mix of thrill, adrenaline and fear that keeps us glued to the screen. They immerse us in unique, unforgettable, terrifying adventures. And today we're highlighting the best horror games you must play. Some are new, some are classics, but all are truly exceptional. So let's dive in. We're starting off at number 10 with Resident Evil Village. Capcom has really found its rhythm with Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 8 is further proof. This is one of the best recent horror games you need to play. So this is actually the second Resident Evil game in the franchise that utilizes a first-person camera perspective. And like Resident Evil 7, it actually doesn't feel weird. The village takes all the tension and tightness of the previous game while blowing it all out into this giant, crazy world, filled to the brim with secrets and surprises. Village does not just meet the escalation and stakes from game to game, but also the bioweapon stuff. It feels like this crazy spin-off. Village goes bigger in every way, with a fun mix of quirky, memorable characters and some really cool enemies. You guys have probably seen some of them blow up on the internet. This isn't the scariest game in the series, but it offers a whole variety of unique horror flavors as you adventure across its extremely beautiful and well-designed world. I mean, man, this game is fun, it's accessible, and it's just another reason to show why Resident Evil is one of the best of the best. Next, over at number 9, it's much smaller, but absolutely worth talking about. This is Amnesia: The Bunker. Amnesia has also been going strong for a long time now, and with The Bunker, they've really perfected the formula. It's a survival horror game with an emphasis on survival over everything else. While you can die, the game does try to avoid being unfair or too punishing. But The Bunker is a game built on clever systems that all work together to make you absolutely crap your pants. It's absolutely relentless when the scares actually come, with a horrific monster that will jump out and get you when you're least expecting it. But for the most part, this is a game that calmly encourages you to explore, experiment, and collect random junk as you try to escape this horrific underground nightmare. We think the biggest element of the game is the generator. You'll need to keep the generator running, and it's constantly ticking down once you flip the switch. When the lights go out, you're left with only a tiny lamp that has to be refueled every few seconds to light up anything in front of you. This forces you to really listen to every creak and crack in the bunker, checking corners super carefully as you go. And it's a big open-world scenario, so there's a lot to see and do and explore. It's a really challenging kind of different horror game that you don't see every day, and that's why we think it deserves a spot on this list. Now, over at number 8, we got to talk about The Evil Within. Released in 2014, The Evil Within holds a very special place in horror gamer hearts. The game is all about Detective Sebastian Castellanos, who is investigating this brutal murder at a psychiatric hospital. What starts as like a simple investigation quickly turns into a bizarre and surreal nightmare. Suddenly, the whole world is all topsy-turvy, twisted, strange. It feels almost unrealistic, kind of otherworldly. And this is really unique, and it keeps players guessing at every step. Designed by Shinji Mikami, the creator of Resident Evil, this game combines psychological horror with some really traditional survival gameplay elements. The atmosphere, the grotesque enemies, the limited ammunition and resources. You've definitely played a game like this before, but this one just does it really well. You'll come across, of course, like zombie-like creatures, but then abominations, weird things, weird tentacles, the stuff like that. Even weird, warped environments that don't make any sense, like what you see here. And of course, that maniac with a chainsaw. The Evil Within really just does a good job because it sets a new standard, at least when it released, for horror games that you must play. I mean, if you've been following this channel for a while, you probably already knew that. Now, over at number 7, you know what set another standard? It's Dead Space. I'm talking the Dead Space remake because that just nailed it with so many horror features. Like maybe you already know Dead Space the original, and that's already a great game, but the remake really provided the definitive version. It's a sci-fi horror experience that takes the best of what you know and love from that classic, and really just does it the justice it deserves. It takes place aboard, of course, the USG Ishimura, but the necromorph-infested environments, the meticulous sound design, the amazing gore and lighting effects, they combine for one of the most scary and suffocating atmosphere experiences in any game ever. You really have to start to appreciate that. Plus, the gameplay really holds up. It's just third-person blasting necromorphs. You gotta aim for the limbs, you gotta use your limited ammo and clever guns to your advantage. And you gotta traverse every scary, spooky environment to be extremely careful. The gore here is intense, the spacewalk scenes are cool, the boss battles are great. Like I said, this is a great remake and a great way to play one of the best horror games of all time. Next, over at number 6, a little different but still absolutely worth mentioning, it's Little Nightmares 2. We'll give you a break from the crazy horror gore stuff with this because Little Nightmares 2 is a little different. It might not be like purely a horror game, but it's certainly distressing and scary. It's a mixture of side-scroller platformer and like a 3D adventure game. You'll be guiding a tiny and delicately character through this truly bizarre world. There's stealth, there's adventuring, there's puzzles. A little bit of everything here. There are monsters that will truly freak you out and make you feel really uncomfortable, but also a healthy range of unique challenges to overcome as you explore this really haunting world. Like just the environment and aesthetic alone is unique and unsettling. It's creepy in like a children's storybook type of way almost, muggy and just messed up. You just look at any kind of random screenshot or look at the gameplay you're looking at here and you immediately know exactly what this game is all about. It's scary. It's got childhood fear and trauma rushes, that kind of thing. It's not as disturbing as some of the stuff you'd see in other more brutally violent horror games, but it really does capture its own unique brand of fear. Now, down at number 5, if you're looking for a purely story-based horror experience, one of our favourite picks is Still Wakes the Deep. This game takes immersion to new heights. It's a game set on a Scottish oil rig in December 1975. No weapons, just your eyes and ears on a giant facility as things go from bad to worse. Developed by the Chinese Room, the team behind those other kind of walking simulators like Dear Esther, this game offers a harrowing glimpse into an alien infection scenario that really feels truly grounded. As everything starts to spiral out of control, you'll encounter a different type of alien takeover here, one that feels cold, stranded, and deeply uneasy. The tension builds organically through some excellent voice acting, some great conversations, good scripting, wonderful storytelling, and you really can't help but immerse yourself in the terrifying yet still realistic world they've crafted. It's a small game, it's a very simple game, but this is one of those games that knows that still waters run deep, and sometimes that's even scarier. And if you're done with the base game, there's also a DLC waiting for you to beat. Coming in at number 4, we have a title that's honestly been haunting my thoughts since the first trailer dropped. Silent Hill F. This isn't your typical rusty, foggy town. Instead, it transports us to 1960s Japan. And the vibe is just incredibly striking and surreal. It leans into this beautiful yet deeply disturbing floral horror aesthetic, where red flowers and fungus literally consume the environment and the people within it. It's a bold departure for the series, but it captures that psychological unease Silent Hill is famous for in a way that feels fresh and totally alien. There's something about the juxtaposition of the vibrant colours and the decaying bodies that just makes your skin crawl in the best way possible. It's not just about cheap jump scares here. It's that slow-burn existential dread that makes you question everything you're seeing on screen. You're basically wandering through this rural nightmare where the natural beauty is just a mask for something much more sinister and decaying. If you're playing this late at night, the heavy silence of the Japanese countryside will start to feel incredibly oppressive. It's a gorgeous, terrifying evolution of the franchise that proves horror doesn't always need a dark hallway to be effective. Now, down at number 3, we've got The Mortuary Assistant. You ever dream about getting a job? Maybe a new job is a good horror premise. And that's what The Mortuary Assistant does to great effect. You take on the role of a rookie mortician, tasked with preparing embalmed bodies for their stay at the funeral home. It's all your usual 9-to-5 stuff, Got to drain the blood, fill the corpse with chemicals, stitch some mouths, mark the toes. No biggie. And then things get way more complicated with demons and intervention from the spirit world from beyond the grave. This is a job simulator and surrealist horror game with crafting mechanics. Every time you start a new shift, the events that follow are procedurally generated, making each playthrough unpredictable and terrifying. It's completely different. They're kind of aiming for reply value here, and they definitely pull it off. The scares are intense, the atmosphere is suffocating, and the whole concept is just bizarre. It's one of those unique horror games that's so creepy you really got to try it out for yourself. Next, down at number 2, you can't have a horror game list without the OG, the original Outlast. This game exploded onto the scene back in 2013, and honestly, it still holds up today. It takes place in the massive lunatic asylum. You play as an investigative reporter who's decided to break in and uncover the dark secrets hidden within. Armed with nothing but a night vision camera, you'll navigate pitch-black hallways filled with deranged inmates and grotesque horrors. With no weapons to defend yourself, you'll be forced to rely on stealth, hiding in the shadows and running for your life when things get way too intense. And that's pretty often. Outlast is pure adrenaline-fueled terror from start to finish. The sound design, the jump scares, yeah, I can insert. I can show you any silly YouTuber overreacting here, but look, the whole gameplay loop here, it's really immersive. And it even got overdone by games that came after it. Either way, exploring Mount Massive Asylum and getting chased by freaks is just a ton of fun. We know it's not the longest game in the world, but even just playing through it at all is worth it. Now, number 1, last but not least, is Alan Wake 2. This is Remedy Entertainment at its absolute finest. It's a true masterpiece of survival horror, blending psychological thriller elements, detective work, and just raw terror into an experience you will never forget. And it really depends, how you take it or leave it. We know for our team here, some of us loved it, some of us didn't, and just didn't click with it. But what they agreed with is that it's definitely unique and weird. It's ambitious, it's story-driven, it's a great survival horror follow-up to something that people have wanted for years. Alan Wake 2 really leans into that nightmarish, surreal narrative, with our novelist Alan Wake and FBI agent Saga Anderson confronting unimaginable horrors in a bid to just uncover the deeper mysteries of Bright Falls. The game's atmosphere is thick with dread. The environments are meticulously detailed. Even the facial models, they might look a little off, but there's something there, and the transitions between gameplay and full motion video segments are seamless and really engaging. The constant sense of unease here, the innovative storytelling, the challenging combat encounters, everything here is pretty sweaty and scary. Whether you're piecing together crime scenes or battling shadowy enemies with limited resources, it's really intense. It's a top recommendation because it's kind of like a full stop on this list. Lots of people love it. It's pretty simple as that. So those are some of our favorite and best horror games. Some you absolutely have to play. Let us know some of your favorites. If we missed any, if you like these, if you hate these, let's talk about anything down in the comments. If you like this video, clicking the like button helps us out. We put out videos from time to time, but as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.